gotten off to a pretty huge start for you guys so far. How are you getting a feel for how you can use all the pieces that you have around you?
Like you said, it's just a start, just a beginning. Still a very long season, 78 games. Tonight should be a good test. Brooklyn, they've been playing well, so we're going to see different things at different times. Can't overreact. We got out to a good start, partially to who we've been playing, our opponents, but partially to some of the chemistry that we built. So we just got to keep continuing to go forward and take it one step at a time.
You guys obviously have tried practice, all sorts of stuff during the offseason, but now you've gotten out there for a few games. What's something you're starting to learn and figure out that's like a different opportunity you can get out there?
We have a lot of talent, so you got to be patient. Each game is going to be a different story, you know what I mean? And as long as we are dominating and winning it, that's what matters the most. So, teams are going to challenge us. We got to be ready for that too. Can't overreact. But we got to be prepared. So, my job is to try to have us prepared, have myself prepared as much as possible throughout the year.
Jaylen, what do you thought of the playing tournament? Just to have that sort of competitiveness, that early in the season, is that something that you think is something that's going to help the NBA in the long run, or is it something that's just part of the regular season?
We'll see. Something that definitely came over from like soccer. The whole idea behind it was to try to create some more revenue, get more fans watching, get people more engaged. It's a long season. Around this time of the year, like the viewership takes a big dip in terms of fans watching, people participating. So this is a way to kind of re-engage the fans, re-engage the players, and hopefully make for better business down the line.
Jaylen, what was the players' reaction? You were in the meetings when they were discussing this. When the league came to the players with this, were they lukewarm on this? Or was there a level of enthusiasm from the Player Association about this, or were there kind of like, we'll do it?
Every player you ask might have their own mixed feelings about it, but we voted on it, and all of the team representatives that represent each team put their vote in. We had conversations about it, and we agreed that more revenue or whatever couldn't hurt. It's more revenue in our pockets. It goes in the BRI, so the players agreed to it. It's hard to tell to get a gauge of enthusiasm, but it was definitely mixed reviews all amongst the league.
Joe's talked a lot about that game last year against Brooklyn, where you guys blew that 28-point lead as a learning experience for him. Just in terms of shot management, flow of the game, all that different kind of stuff. What do you remember about that night, and just kind of what you guys learned and talked about from that game as a team?
Pretty much what you said is that we were up 28 and we ended up losing somehow. We played so many games, it's hard to remember all of them, but definitely blowing a 28-point lead will stand out. So we got to make sure that if we get in that same position tonight, that can't happen. And game management and all that type of stuff goes into play.
How has he kind of got you guys to buy into those little things, the shot selection, the shot totals, all the stuff he kind of talks about?
I just think it's really just common sense. It's just about growing and being better basketball players, taking great shots, being a smarter team, really thinking the game and stuff like that, instead of just rolling the ball out and playing. Really trying to outsmart your opponents by taking great shots, putting yourself in a good position to win. And some of the teams that have won, they implemented some of that stuff at some point.
With Derrick out tonight, how does that change you guys, if at all? Obviously Al slides in, but does that change anything with the way you guys play, or how do you, what's the mindset without Derrick?
Next guy up mentality. That's kind of how we always been. It's an opportunity for somebody off the bench to come in and make a large impact. So we'll be looking to those guys to step up, and we'll try to hold it down while Derrick is out.
Have you guys noticed a difference in Joe this year, just in terms of growing as a coach, his tactics, whatever it might be, or just even his comfort?
He's definitely a little bit more settled. I think he's still learning. You know what I mean? We still, kind of understanding his group, but he definitely feels a lot more settled than he did last year.
That it? All right, thanks, Jaylen.